And what Bracher suggests is that the linguistic identity is the one that plays the most important role in our identity formation, but also in our classrooms, because we deal with texts that employ language. We read them, we talk about them. So if we keep talking about it, so the linguistic identity, what Bracher talks about is that we all internalize linguistic identity. So it depends on what have we internalized, right? What are the stories that we have been told, right? What are our master signifiers, identity-bearing signifiers? So think of these large archetypal signifiers that you think about: man, woman, masculinity, right? So whatever idea of that concept that we have internalized or we have been taught kind of becomes a master signifier for us. We associate with it, we make it part of our identity, right? Then there are like identity-bearing beliefs, right? It could be a religious belief, it could be a social idea. Do I believe in this religion or that religion? Those narratives then also underwrite our identity. They are outside of us, but they are part of our identity too, because identity works in language under the linguistic registers. So there are certain aspects of language, certain master signifiers that we have already internalized. Then there are certain master narratives that underwrite who we are. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm an atheist. And then they have their own logic, and our identity functions within that logic, right? And then there are like identity-bearing scripts and narratives, larger stories that we tell ourselves. What is what is humanity, right? What constitutes being a good person? Which stories about that we have read? One way or the other, they will define our conduct. So that's why in the same world, one human being can think that you're being generous and kind and sharing your resources is the ultimate form of humanity, while another one can tell you being competitive, arrogating to yourself all the resources because you're better than others is being a truly competitive human being. Or just the idea of humanity itself. Are we naturally kind and giving, right? Or are we a competitive species who must succeed often at the cost of each other? All of these are master self-serving narratives, and they form a part of our identity, and knowing that is crucial, because what do we teach? We teach narratives, we teach stories. The idea behind all this is to understand, right, that the identity has a structure.